Once more, welcome to Podcast Now PS Edition. I'm Alex. In this video, I wanted to have more of a discussion with you guys, a discussion-like video, and talk about why I believe we need a Resogun 2. Now, Resogun obviously had come out from Housemarque Games, honestly, a phenomenal development team that I've supported pretty much every one of their projects ever since Resogun, and then I went back and got some of even their older projects. Absolutely adore Resogun, especially even Next Machina. I think those are some of the most fun games on the PlayStation 4. I truly believe that. And again, this is just kind of a fun one-off kind of thing I want to talk about because, well, obviously we're getting very close to the PS5, right? A reveal event, God knows when, but eventually over the next little while we're going to be getting the PS5 reveal event. And I'm not saying that I would expect Housemarque to be there, but kind of just when I think about it, every time I kind of think about it, I think of the launch of the PS4. And while it was a very weak launch overall, it did come with one of my personal favorite games of all time, which was Resogun, a truly phenomenal game. And when it comes to Housemarque, ever since then, they've gone through a lot of ups and downs. The bad sales on Next Machina, which truly sucks, and I wish more people supported it. I'm sure if we had the channel and I talked about the channel, or I talked about the game back then, I was actually extremely good at the game back then, but we didn't really have any kind of reach with this channel. I would have loved to support that game, to the moon and back because I adored that game. But ever since then, they then moved out of arcade games altogether and went to that, remember that Battle Royale game called Storm Divers. So they were originally making that. Ever since 2016, they've been making that, and now that's been put on hold for a brand new game. Now, I'm not connecting it. I just wanted to provide a couple actual facts, factual evidence that suggests. I mean, they're making a brand new game. 80 people they said are working on it. It's going to be their most ambitious game ever. It's going to basically be known as what starts the next evolution of Housemarque, which is funny. The article I actually found that was talking about this actually pointed this out because that's what they were talking about when it came to this game Storm Divers, and that that was going to be the game that pushes them to a brand new direction, brand new heights. So it's just funny that that's happened. Here's what needs to really happen, truly. And they've even said, so here's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to paint a picture that Resogun 2 could eventually happen. And if it did, I would only want Housemarque. And if it also did, Sony has to be part of it in some way. Now, they said that 80-person team has an unannounced backer, right? So they're only a development team. They need a publisher for their game, and they said it's an unannounced thing. There's been rumors for months, actually even years, that Sony was looking to buy Housemarque. Obviously, we know they bought Insomniac. They bought them for a large amount of money back in September. So we know that, and when that happened, there was, again, rumors of, okay, well, what are the next studios? Blue Point Games, Housemarque has been two of the studios that have been thrown out there. It says, well, maybe Sony could acquire them. So it just seems, honestly, this is more a video suggesting evidence that I think it couldn't be clearer that Sony is probably inches away from buying Housemarque. They put their one game on hold that probably wouldn't do good anyway to focus on a brand new game, a really big scale game with the biggest amount of team members they've ever had from an unannounced backer. And Sony has been looking to buy them for years now. So here's what I'm hoping for. I'm not making a prediction. I'm not saying this is going to happen. What I'm hoping for is that one day Sony buys Housemarque. They give them so much funding. They're able to make this new, whatever this game that they want to make, and they make it, and it does phenomenal. And then Sony says, okay, split into two teams, make a second team, or just after that game in general, can you quickly squeeze out a Resogun 2? It really, there's really nothing more than that. I want a Resogun 2. I was crushed when Housemarque came out and did say that, remember they said, the arcade genre is, dead. They feel like they can't really, their games just weren't selling, right? And they were really one of the only publishers or developers out there that were able to do something like they did, that took those kind of old school arcade kind of games, the top-down games, whether it was Dead Nation or Next Machina or whatever, or whether it was Resogun or Super Stardust, which was a phenomenal game as well. No matter these games, they were honestly, I think, the king at making those kind of games. And then when they kind of came out and said, yeah, these games, there's no life in them, people just aren't buying them, it crushed me because it's man, I kind of enjoyed having a Resogun or a Next Machina or whatever. I kind of enjoyed having those games every year or two from Housemarque. I really enjoyed playing them. They were really, again, I think Resogun was the very first because when PS4 came out, I remember, I mean, it was only Contrast, because we had the PS Plus games of the month. It was Contrast, Resogun, and there was Killzone Shadowfall. And yeah, there's a couple of games that came out right after. There's Battlefield, all that kind of stuff. But I believe when I first, booted it up day one, first game I jumped into was Resogun, and I was like, holy Jesus, this game looks phenomenal, and it plays phenomenal, and everything about it was just so good. Went on to platinum it, not just on the PS4, but I bought it and platinumed it on the PS Vita as well, which was much harder than the PS4 because of the smaller screen and controls. But I'm a massive fan, and again, this was just kind of a fun thing I wanted to do with the PS5 reveal. Again, so close. I'm not saying we would ever see it. I don't think Resogun 2... Honestly, I think Resogun 2 is a possibility at some point, but I don't see it not in a very, very long time. I'd absolutely adore it. I absolutely want it, but I really don't see it fitting into the plans whatsoever over the next half. I mean, if they get Housemarque, that is definitely the first step to it. Sony would have to purchase them. I think that would be, you have to do that in order to get anything else. But that is just the bare minimum. And even that, I do think that's close. I think with the PS5 announcement, I think Sony would probably buy up a few more studios along with that they already bought Insomniac. I think that would all be coming, but that's still a little ways off. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think we'll ever get a Resogun 2? What would you want to see from it? What are your memories with the first Resogun? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And we have videos go up on this channel every single day. So I hope to see you guys on tomorrow's video.